Well, hello, Americans. I come to you from the year 1815, and I bring greetings from your ancestors. My name is Ann Brown, and I live in Charleston, South Carolina. And the writer who created me imagined that I can foretell the future, some of it at least. But even though I'm imaginary, I'm going to tell you some true history. For one thing, I'd like to tell you about love in our time. This is the federal period in America and the Regency era in England. Ever read a Regency era romance? Pretty romantic, eh? But I'm sure you know that love is not just about romance. This Regency era clothing that I'm wearing is reminiscent of ancient Greek and Roman culture and of the early roots of democracy. And we are so proud of our new democratic republic. It feels like the future is just full of possibility. Future. Well, I was born in 1755 in Charleston and got married and was widowed at a young age. And my dearest friends, Eleanor and Martha, are dead now. Eleanor was Martha's mother, and she died when Martha was just 11 years old. And so being a bit older than Martha, I kind of took her under my wing. Martha's father was Henry Lawrence, and he's also deceased. He was president of the Continental Congress in 1777 and 1778, and he was also a major slaveholder. And I must tell you that I am opposed to the institution of slavery, and so I was troubled by Henry's involvement in the slave trade. And Henry told his son John that he abhorred slavery. And John was openly against slavery. But Henry excused himself. He said that great powers opposed him, the laws and customs of his country, and the greed of his countrymen. And see, I don't think that's right. But I think, who am I to judge? Because I don't often speak up about slavery when I know I should. Henry was also slow to the patriot cause, and he had friends who were loyal to the king. And so even when he decided to support independence from Great Britain, he still defended his friends. So when the British Stamp Act was enacted in the colonies, an angry mob gathered outside of Henry's house near Charleston. And I heard, and because they thought that he was for this unfair tax. And I heard about it the next day from Eleanor and Henry and then 6-year-old Martha. Well, at about midnight, there was a violent thumping on their door and cries of liberty, liberty, stamp paper. And they were wanting to get in the house to search it for stamps. Well, Eleanor and the children were huddled at the top of the staircase, and Martha and Henry Jr. were clinging to her nightgown, and Eleanor was pregnant and not feeling well. Well, Henry Sr. was shouting through the door, "I have no stamp paper," and he accused them of cruelty to his wife. But they continued to bang on the door, and Henry thought they would break it in, so he decided to let them in. And they spent about an hour searching the house and didn't find any stamps. But then they wanted Henry to say bad things about his friends, and Henry refused. He said, "I am in your power. You are very strong, and may, if you please, barbecue me. I can but die, but you shall not by force or any means whatsoever compel me to speak ill of men that I think well of, or to do or say a mean thing. Those were his exact words. And that must have convinced the intruders, because they raised 3 cheers and said, "God bless," and "Hope the poor lady does well," and they left. Well, Eleanor did survive her pregnancy, but she died about 5 years later after childbirth. And as I said, I kind of took Martha under my wing, and I watched her grow into a remarkable young woman. She had a very strong Christian faith, but she still believed strongly in religious freedom and freedom of speech for all. And Martha had so much heartache. She was very close to her brother, John, and he was killed in a skirmish at the end of the war. And then Martha and her maid traveled over 900 miles without an escort to be with her distraught father, Henry. And Henry bragged to a friend that Martha was a true American woman. Well, the truth is that we women don't enjoy the full promise of liberty, but we take great pride in raising the first generation of American citizens to care about the common good. And now we have a flag with 15 stripes and 15 stars representing these new United States of America. And we care about the citizens of all of our states. You know, it's kind of a Star-spangled Love. But I have questions, and I wonder if I dare ask these questions. If liberty is for all, then what about the enslaved people? And I wonder, will this government of and by and for the people survive, or will it vanish from the earth? Remember, I told you that I know the future, at least some of it. Yes, I know the future. Do you?